Here now, NewsNation political contributor Denise Gitsham, Republican strategist and former aide to former President George W. Bush, still waiting for the prime minister to arrive. He made an impassioned speech before the United Nations late last week, applauding the U.S. for support, also criticizing other nations for caving to Hamas and forgetting October the 7th. How likely do you believe a deal is going to get done following this meeting today, and what does the U.S. objective look like?
Good morning, Marnie. Well, given how much influence America has over what Israel does, because we are one of their last remaining allies that will actually truly stand with Israel no matter what, I think we have a lot more at play. We're able to control the outcomes much better. And working with Netanyahu, I think we're going to get exactly what the president has put forth done. I think so because I look at this plan as somebody who's, not really involved in Middle East, but it just makes sense to me as an American that this is something that would stabilize the region for the long term. Getting rid of Hamas has to be a priority. As Robert was saying, it's inevitable that they'll regroup and come back and attack Israel again, and we're going to start the whole cycle over and over. But getting rid of Hamas, replacing it with another ruling authority, whether it's the Palestinian Authority or some other sort of ruling authority that cares about legitimacy from the international community, is vitally important, because it's Hamas that never cared about, what anyone thought. And so they were reckless in the way that they treated everyone in Israel and the way they killed and murdered. But when you have organization and people, leaders that care about the international community and working with the UN and working with the United States and with Israel to ensure that there's stability for both sides, that's when you have hope to see what's going to happen in the long run. And based on what I've seen in this 21-point plan, that's exactly what President Trump is putting forth.
A peaceful coexistence. The question then becomes, how do the two sides coexist? Absent of a two-state solution.
Well, the two-state solution is actually proposed in that 21-point plan. And so America has always really forwarded a two-state solution. It's Hamas that always rejected it. So it was the leadership of those in Gaza that actually destroyed any chances for peace. And I think what you're finally seeing is that realization from all parties, including those at the UN, even the ones that call for a Palestinian statehood, because that's one of the points of the 21-point plan that's embedded within it, which is a path to Palestinian statehood. And I think the American version is much smarter than what the other countries that you saw last week at the UN say, just giving Palestinian statehood away without any conditions or milestones that needed to be met in order to ensure that this was a peaceful transition of power to a legitimate ruling authority in the region that would enable peace and also give Israel back what it needs, which is truthfully its hostages first and foremost, that humanitarian need to get their people home.
Denise, thank you as always. Great to see you.